All right, I think we are live. It's Friday, August 19th. We're talking a whole bunch of preseason. We're talking Super Bowl odds, MVP odds. Essentially, this is the bridge show to get us over to Monday, which when we will be talking college football. I was joking around saying we should start with the SEC. We might do the Big Ten. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get it done. But right now, I'm going to have to. I'm feeling Kelly's energy. I'm feeling it through the computer. I have a feeling that I might need to bring the energy today for the both of us. Kelly, how are we feeling, baby?
I'm feeling great, Megan. Vegas has not killed me yet. I am still rocking and rolling. And I'd like to shout out to the 27 people I had dinner with last night. I had an absolute
How do you
amazing
know
time.
27 people to eat dinner with? Like that's
It was
excruciating.
it was a really great time, and lots of wine was consumed, and I should have just went to bed. Like that's the adult responsible thing to do. But then I woke up with a
You
lot
do
of
have
yellow chips in
kids.
my
Stay out.
pocket.
Stay out.
And that when you have yellow chips in your pocket, Megan, it makes you just so much happier in the morning. And if I just focus on those and not how bad I feel, life is going to be really good today.
Life is good today. It's a great day to be alive. Why? Because Rough and Rowdy is tonight by rnr.com. You have the main event, which is Alex Bennett, $1 million AB. You have Doug's, who is quite literally fighting for America. Obviously, the main event is Alex, but they're going to go before Doug's because they are terrified the units will obliterate the ring, which could definitely happen. I would hate to see someone roll out the ring and just absolutely hurt themselves that way. Maybe not. Maybe that would be hysterical. Either way, content is content. I'm in. I'm so excited for R&R. One of my favorite things about Barstool, I think, it's just like there's something about, and I don't want to say that Rough and Rowdy's trashy, but there's just something so appealing.
I mean, Megan, you love pontoon boats. You love amateurs beating each other up. I call you a hillbilly in a group chat with Sydney, and
Hey,
you
redneck,
lose
you
your
got a
mind.
redneck. I like a little trash. I like some Maury. I like Jerry Springer. I like the drama. Give it to me. I want all of it. I will say Alex has stepped her game up, but I wanted some better shit talking between those two. I feel like
I feel like she's just not a shit talker. Like,
yeah,
okay, let's talk about this for real though. I think she's a beautiful girl, and I'm terrified for her to get punched in the face.
well, she's
And I
gotten
always
used to it.
joke that I would fight in Rough and Rowdy. Would you actually fight in Rough and Rowdy?
No, not
I
me.
don't I don't know if I would either because I feel like her opponent doesn't have she's not ugly, and I'm not trying to say that, but like she doesn't have as much to lose in the face department. If Alex breaks her nose, like you have a broken nose forever. You have to
But
get like
that's content. It's
rhinoplasty.
fine. I mean, that's all is fair in content and war.
Ugh, I don't know. I don't know if I'm that brave. Like, I might get in a bar fight still again in one of these days in my life just for fun. But like, I get an actual ring where you're not wearing any headgear. That kind of scares me. I mean, maybe I'm just getting old, but
See, I think if Rough and Rowdy was more like an MMA style where I could like
oh
kick
my
and like
god, where you could
wrestle,
grapple.
yeah, I would. I think I would be way more into it. Like, cause I grew up with
Then
three.
you get kicked in the face.
I kick really good. I have this move in my head that I've been like working out for years, where
Okay, now I gotta see this.
I
Me-
immediately break the leg and then I come in with just a finisher. You know what I'm saying? Just like a quick
Just do
like
the leg
1, 2.
sweep.
Yeah,
Got it.
not like sweep. No, I'm kicking you directly in the shin and breaking your shit. And then I'm gonna rock you, and you're
Okay.
gonna just go down. It's in my head. It all works out in my head. But since I'm not fighting in Rough and Rowdy, that will probably never come true unless you see me on the street and you don't know me, and then you can come catch these hands. But until then, we can talk about some preseason football, which I am an idiot because I have played all 3 games tonight. Let's
That seems
go.
excessive.
It seems excessive because it is excessive. I'm excited for Rough and Rowdy. I've had like 6 cups of coffee today. Still keep yawning. Don't know why.
I
Um,
think that's what I need, but I need my heart to stop palpitating before I put more caffeine in my body.
I would advise for some things, but we're talking betting right now, so I can't talk anything else that will help slow the heart rate. Let's start with preseason Panthers and the Pats. The Panthers are supposedly aren't playing any starters, so uh, I'm in on the Pats tonight. I got on minus. I think it was minus. I don't want to say. I don't want to say 6.5. I feel like that was the opening line for. But I could be right. I didn't write it down. Is it 6.5? Do you have the Barstool Sportsbook open?
The Barstool Sportsbook 5.5 currently. Megan, you mentioned exactly what I wanted to touch on, and I know we kind of talked about how people handicap preseason, right? And we all know how much I love Harbaugh because he actually cares in preseason, and it's interesting to see which coaches care and which coaches don't care. But I think there's a lot to do about starters playing versus not playing, right? So those who know who's actually playing and not, and then all of a sudden the line moves, like we talked about yesterday, the trash can game, and the Bears just obliterated
I played the
Seattle.
fuck out of that game. I hammered that game responsibly, and I felt so greasy and gross and disgusting for it. But man, I was super happy. Happy with the result. Also happy with my Astros yesterday. Fucking 21. Put it
That
on.
was nuts. I was at the pool and I saw that score and I had to do a double take.
Did you hit Adam
To
Trigger in the
the
face
football score.
yesterday?
What's that?
Did you hit Adam Trigger in the face yesterday?
I thought about it, and then
That's
and
why
then
you're
he gave
hammered.
me the Bears -3.5, and I said fine, and we're friends again.
We're
But
friends
he
again.
and I were talking about this whole thing about whether starters are playing or not. Well, even if the starters do play, Megan, usually they don't play for more than a half, right?
Right?
We've got 3 weeks of playoffs now. You see the starters kind of start to play week 1 and a little bit of week 3 just because they got to get the reps. But what they're looking for in preseason is trying to figure out who they're going to keep on their roster, how much depth they're going to have on their bench, and who's going to be their backups going into the season. And so when the Panthers say today they're not going to play their starters at all, well, no shit, Sherlock. That's why we really haven't seen the line move that much. It's no secret that they're
Right.
not playing their starters. I will say this. I know the early sharp money came in on the Pats, and that's really all I have to report here. I'm not going to go against you, but I do think if it ticks up 6.5, I may start looking towards the Panthers in this one. Matt Rule's got a lot of work to do. I think Baker is going to be the starter, by the way, week 1 for the Panthers. So we'll see how that ends up playing out. But it's going to be really interesting to see how this next 2 weeks of preseason pans out, who gets the reps, and actually who's starting in Carolina.
So like my thing is with the Panthers pass game is I just think that the Pats, whether it's you have Belichick and you just have this organization that is a well-oiled machine even without Tom Brady. I mean, we saw the result last year, Mac Jones coming in and still being able to
Dude,
get
who thought Mac Jones had like guts? I was like kind of surprised to see that. I was like,
well,
wow.
I mean, that's what happens when you play in the SEC, baby. You just grow a big pair of guts right under your dick. Um, so I will be taking the Pats tonight.
God, I'm so glad my parents don't watch this show.
My mom has no idea I even am on a show. She's like, "Oh, don't you work for Barstools?" She always puts an S on the end of everything.
Oh yeah, old
Why do
people
old
always do
people
the
do
S.
that?
My mom
All right, up
only
next.
just my mom, like, I go over there and she's got like a new Barstool hoodie that Dave was like promoting. I'm like, I get a discount there, right? Like I can at least like probably get you. No, it's okay. I just want to support Dave. I'm like, I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
Well, my in-laws are super cute. They bought 2 yellow Brian Kelly gritty hood shirts, which
Oh, I love that.
Kelly's not wearing his right now. He's back there. Y'all can't see him, but he's not in it. He's wearing his Barstool staff stuff right now. Anyway, on to the next game, which I don't love going against the Saints, but I don't love Ian Book. So I would rather Jordan Love. We talked about this a lot last year. Not a crazy drop off from Aaron Rodgers. So yeah, I like the Packers tonight. Easy peasy. Shake my hands with it. I'm done. I do hope that the Saints aren't stupid. I hope that they are, playing things smart, keeping everyone together and all in one piece. So I like the Packers tonight. I'll give up a preseason game and allow the Packers to take this one. What do you think about this game, Kel?
Yeah, you mentioned that you don't like Ian Book. What, Megan? You think that I like Jordan Love in this scenario? No, absolutely not. And this is terrifying because the first week, all of these games were just flying over the total. And I'm going to take the under here. Under 38.5 is
You
what
don't
I
sound
played.
super confident in that. That
Do
sounds
you,
like a.
because do you know, like, think about this. Do you know how like debilitating it is to say, okay, I know a sharp group, they played this total, I tailed them, and then it goes over by like 60 fucking points. That's what happened in the Cardinals game. It was like 31
It was
and
so
they scored like
stupid.
64 or something absurd. And I'm like, okay, so like when those things happen, yes, it's a 1 game sample size, but I, yes, get a little bit of like angst about it.
He
I
also
do.
just have anxiety right now, if we're gonna be
Oh
honest.
my God. If I was on an airplane right now, it would just be game over. I'd just be in the fetal position, like as best as I could be. But I'm here for you guys so that you can get some sharp plays as far as preseason goes. And when I go 0-3 again, I don't want to hear about it, okay? Because it's
Uh,
not really mine. I'm just sharing the information with you guys. It's all love.
Speaking of fetal position, let's talk about this Texans and Rams game. I took the Rams on the money line tonight. Why? Because I think the third string could beat the starters of the Texans. I know that is quite bold of me to say, but not really. Uh, I think this line is super weird. Like again, I don't care how many starters start or how many snaps they take for the Texans. I still think the Rams is the right side here. I took them with the points and on the money line, so technically I hit them twice. So technically I have 4 bets out for preseason tonight, and I also have Rough and Rowdy to watch, which you should buy rnr.com.
Dude, wouldn't it be so awesome if we could actually bet on Rough and Rowdy?
It would.
Like, I'd much rather bet on Rough and Rowdy
I would
than
love that, but I
than
feel like
Texans Rams.
I feel like though, like if we got behind, things could start getting real sticky in the office real quick because you never know
That's a
what's
very
to do
good
with
point. It
trash
could
or
get real dicey.
yeah, if Jose Canseco's gonna take a dive, if fucking Rico's gonna come out of a goddamn coffin. Rough and Rowdy's is the best thing since sliced bread. Buy rnr.com. Let's move on to Super Bowl. Kelly, I want to know who you think is going to be the Super Bowl champion this season, and what are their odds and why?
I think I've said it on the show like a million times. I have a ticket on the Broncos at 25-1. I absolutely, utterly
Let's
hate it.
ride.
That's right, exactly. I hate it. It's fine. I got a little overzealous about what I thought was really good information that they were going to get Aaron Rodgers. What happened last time they got an old washed up quarterback named Peyton Manning? They went to 2 Super Bowls and won one of them. No, listen, Russell Wilson. We're going to find out what happens. I'm not holding my breath. Do I think the Bills are probably going to win the Super Bowl? But they're the odds on favorite. And guess what happens? The odds on favorite very rarely ever wins a Super Bowl. I don't think it's going to be the Bucks. I don't even know. Has Tom Brady even showed up to camp yet?
Also, did you see that fucking tweet from PFT? So there's a girl that I think she does a lot of NFL stuff. Lindsay, okay, I'm not sure if you're familiar with her or her stuff on Twitter. She tweeted that she, through investigation, thinks that she found out that Tom Brady has left training camp because he might be on The Masked Singer. And PFT retweeted, and he's like, "I'm totally in." First off, I can see she's.
I totally thought he was getting a divorce, but that's just because he said
100%
it
on
on
The
a
Masked Singer.
tabloid.
He could be totally be on The Masked Singer. Could you just like see Tom Brady lifting up one of those big heads and being like, "It's Tom Brady"? Like, what a cheese dick. Could totally see that happening.
Oh my God. It's probably exactly what it is.
Probably exactly because he's like, "I'm so good."
I was really going to double down on my Giselle tweet from February when I was like, see, he's already sick of Giselle's shit, and everybody got really mad at me.
You
So I
can't
was
keep
really
tweeting
hoping it
stuff
was
like
a
that.
divorce. I know. I cheer for terrible things, unders and divorces. But as far as the Super Bowl, goes, I don't really think the Rams are going to repeat. The Packers can't seem to get out of their own way in the NFC, and it upsets me because I think at 11-1, there's an interesting storyline there considering he really has no wide receivers. The Dallas Cowboys, man, 20-1, Megan, kind of got my wheels turning. I know Zeke is not the back.
Dak Prescott really got your wheels turning. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, right. Dak, man. What's Dak gonna do? A couple years ago, I drafted Dak in my fantasy league, and then he got hurt. Like I said, you guys want me to get somebody hurt? All you have to do is tell me who to draft in the first or second round. That one kind of sticks out to me at 20-1. I do think the Cowboys have a very easy path to win the NFC East. The question is, how far can this team go considering they have basically not done anything in the postseason since the freaking 90s? So I'm going to take my good friend Ariel Epstein's Baltimore Ravens at 18-1, Megan.
Okay,
this is a Ravens team that has a little bit of drama right now because Lamar Jackson is still waiting in the wings to get his payday. If Lamar Jackson can stay healthy, and I think that he can, I think that we know he has the talent. We know that he has the athletic ability. And while he is missing Hollywood Brown, he's got the defense and he's got the weapons. This is a Ravens team that I think has a really good shot to contend with the Bills in the AFC. The Bills are 7-1, as I mentioned. The odds-on favorite hardly ever wins the Super Bowl, but I do actually think it's probably going to be the Bills. I had them last year. I'm usually a year early to the party, so the Bills are probably going to win the Super Bowl this year, and then that means the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Well, not to be surprised by anyone, or not anyone to be surprised by my response here. I don't think the Bengals were just a flash in the pan. I think it's going to be a repeat for the Bengals, but this time it's going to work out in their favor. They're plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl. They have the defense, they have the quarterback, they have Joe Mixon, they have weapons, they have an offensive line now. Again, Joe Burrow, y'all are gonna get so.
Does that mean you're also going to take Joe Burrow for MVP?
I do have a Joe Burrow MVP ticket.
But
also, you're gonna laugh at my dark horse. You're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" And I'm gonna be like, "Look, Kelly, we can't all be as sharp as you, okay? We can't all pronounce names right. We can't all get sharp information in Vegas. Some of us are just taking, humble shots in the dark over here, aka me. So yeah, I like the Bengals to repeat this year, at least repeat to go to the Super Bowl and win this time. And obviously, as you said, I will be holding a ticket for MVP odds, which we can move on to right now. That's my homer pick. I'm sprinkling some on Joe Burrow. I'm literally riding this kid until he falls out. Like he is my absolute most favorite, probably human right now in the NFL. And like usually, I have quite a few people that I'm like, I fucking like Jameis Winston. I fucking love Jameis Winston, but man, Joe Burrow is so good. And I know it's probably pie in the sky to think that the Bengals that this Bengals team that came out of fucking nowhere, who went to the Super Bowl, who covered, could repeat.
They did cover. That was a very good point.
They could repeat.
I would have really liked if they had the money line, Megan. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too. I would have loved that, but that's going to keep Joe Burrow hungry. It's going to keep Jamar Chase hungry. It's going to keep Mixon hungry. It's going to keep this team hungry. So obviously, if the Bengals go and win a Super Bowl, Joe Burrow should be the MVP. If not, I will be rioting. Quite literally, I don't own a firearm, but I might go get one if Joe Burrow wins the Super Bowl and does not win MVP. I'm not saying what I'll do with it, but I will say I'll buy one. That's how serious I am. I will buy a firearm. But I will say that my next. So
when the FBI shows up at Megan's house, we're all gonna know why. Okay, guys.
The FBI shows up, we're just gonna smoke some schweed. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna be shooting any firearms. It's a very chill house over here.
I have no idea how the fuck we just got here, but I'm not sure my brain can process much more.
It's my passion for Joey B. Okay, my dark horse. You're gonna be like, you're stupid. Derek Carr. Derek Carr for MVP.
Why would I say you're stupid?
I don't know, because it's Derek Carr and it's the Raiders. Yeah, he's obviously got some tough competition around between Mahomes and Herbert and whatever. But he's got the new addition of Devontae Adams. Things could go right if you look. Last season, week 1 threw for 435 yards. Week 2, 382 yards. Week 3, 386 yards. He was leading the Raiders to a 3-0 start against some pretty good teams. I think it was like the Ravens and Steelers. It's just a little shot in the dark horse, plus 3,000 to win the MVP. Pretty crazy there. And you have Waller. You have Renfro. He has a pretty solid core there. It's not. I don't think that's crazy. I think what's crazy is the Broncos being valued higher. But we already talked about that yesterday, and I won't go back on that. But those two are my little sprinkles on MVP. And yes, I know I can't see the comments. I'm sure there's someone calling me a dumb bitch or a homer or whatever. I am both of those things.
Not Derek Carr.
You are correct.
I was actually kind of floored by that one. Listen, Megan, I do not have a bet for you guys for MVP. And that's because it's really fucking hard to handicap because you got 50 dorks at the Associated Press who get to decide who's MVP. Like, I need to know what their parameters are. I need to know why. Okay, like, I didn't think Aaron Rodgers was going to win it last year, even though he was the huge odds-on favorite because of some of his actions that they may or may not have agreed with. And so, like, I'd love to give out, like, a Kirk Cousins at 33-1.
I knew you were going to fucking say Kirk Cousins. You love
It's like a popularity contest.
And no one likes Kirk Cousins.
I like Kirk Cousins. But I just mean, like, so that's my only problem with trying to guess who these 50 guys at the Associated Press think that is the most
50,
valuable player.
50, like 49
They
times
like
to be
never
right.
give it to a running back. They never give it to a wide receiver. So like save your money
Wait,
there.
no, didn't AP get it in like 2016? That's a running back, right? I think in like
In 2016,
I think Adrian Peterson won MVP. I think if I'm
in
if
like 2006.
maybe 2006. I'm dyslexic, so I could definitely be like either adding a number or subtracting a number
Let
there.
me let me look and tell you the last time a running back won it. The last time a running back won it was AP, and it was in 2012. And the time before
Well,
that was LaDainian Tomlinson in
I was
2006.
off a couple years, but I was right. I knew it was
So
AP.
since 2007, only one time has a running back won it. Let me look at the last time a wide receiver won it. Not Lawrence Taylor won it as a linebacker in 1986. Like, give me a break. So save your money on most of these guys on the list. Unfortunately, you have to. But like, sure, can I make a case for Derrick Henry MVP at 66-1? But yes, he's got to stay fully healthy. He's got to have a monster year. And in addition to that, his team's going to have to go deep into the playoffs. That's a lot to ask for. And I just don't see it happening. So you got to keep it around the 40-1 or better range. Again, they're going to give it to somebody. It's like a popularity contest. They're probably going to give it to Tom if they go into the playoffs. They're probably going to make a case for Patrick Mahomes. Like all these 9-1s, Josh Allen, 7-1. Again, I'd love to take like a dark horse here or a long shot, but I just know that it's not realistic.
It's 9. It always will be 9.
There you go.
All right, on to Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going to go ahead and take a stab at Darius Leonard. He's going to be the captain of one of the best defenses within the Colts. I mean, like I think he's got a high number because he doesn't get a lot of sacks. So you're getting a really good price on him. If the Colts make it to the playoffs, it's going to be because of Jonathan Taylor and Darius Leonard. So if that does indeed happen, I can definitely see him with some great odds being the defensive player of the year. What are your thoughts on that? I know we talked a little bit of like Khalil Mack and some things of that nature.
Yeah.
Darius Leonard.
Khalil Mack is really interesting, and you're right. I do think that the Colts should win the AFC South this year. I do think that they can win a playoff game or two, and they need that defense, and they need the backbone of that defense, which is Darius Leonard, to be able to get there. I like Khalil Mack. We spoke about the Chargers yesterday on the AFC West show. Khalil Mack currently 33-1. Megan, he's got to come in and make an immediate impact. There's no in between. Either he comes in, they make an immediate impact, and that defense gets exponentially better, or we just don't even need to talk about the Chargers. I mean, we already know what's going on with Justin Herbert. We already know he has weapons on offense, but that defense has kind of been an issue. You insert Khalil Mack coming off the Bears, and he didn't really impress me that much in Chicago, but he also wasn't on a very good team. Now he's on a pretty solid team.
He had no reason to really show out in Chicago. What the fuck for? He knew he was going to get paid because he knows that people know his potential.
Absolutely. Listen, Aaron Donald is just an absolute utter.
He's like he's only like plus 600. He's like super like isn't he the favorite? Or no?
Yeah, he is. That's what I mean. He's 7-1. Do I think it's probably going to be an Aaron Donald if the Rams go deep into the playoffs again? Absolutely, because he is the leader. He is, or at least for that defense, he is their guy. But you know me, I can't take the odds on favorite. That's no fun. So I'll take a stab in the dark here at Khalil Mack and think that he can make an immediate impact. And that's exactly how you win some of these season awards, right? You go in, you join a new team, and all of a sudden you're a fucking badass, which I think Khalil Mack will be for this Chargers defense. And 33-1. Who doesn't hate that?
I don't hate it. But speaking of making a huge impact on a new team, let's go ahead and go to Offensive Rookie of the Year. I've mentioned this guy. I've actually, as I said, before the NFL draft that we do for Barstool, me and Minty were sitting here and we're waiting. We're on the clock. We're seeing who the Saints are about to draft. And they're asking, Megan, who do you guys think y'all want? Who do you want? I said, you know what? I wouldn't mind Chris Olave. Literally, not even 5 seconds after that comes out of my mouth, you hear da 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 da, and the Saints choose Chris Olave, and I was like, "Holy shit! All right, maybe the stars are aligning for your girl." So obviously, I've already said that I like him over the 4.5 touchdowns, which is what it was. I'm not sure if it's still that over at the Barstool Sportsbook. And obviously, we've talked about we like Jameis's over on his passing yards. You like the Saints to win the NFC South, and I like Chris Olave over the 4.5 touchdowns. So what I'm thinking is A plus B could equal C, with Chris Olave being the offensive rookie of the year because he's going to be the long field threat, the downfield threat. He's going to have Jameis throwing him fucking nukes. And I feel like if we're looking at this and people are watching, those nukes are going to get so many eyes. So many people are going to be like, wow, this dude is so good. And maybe it'll be because of Jameis or maybe it'll be because of Chris Olave. I don't know. But I have a feeling, one, he's going to go over that 4.5 touchdowns, and I am sprinkling on him to be the offensive rookie of the year plus 1,000. And I have mentioned multiple times that within these long bets, I want to be cheering for these guys. And guess what? I want to cheer for Chris Olave. So let me fucking do it.
There you go. I'm going to let you do it. Currently, he's 11-1, Megan, and I don't hate that because of everything you mentioned in regards to how high I am on the Saints this year. So when you sent me this list and you're like, hey, we're just going to do this, kind of show in between, button up NFL before we start on Monday with college. And I was like, all right, let me see who I really think is going to win, offensive rookie of the year. And I thought Breece Hall was going to be the favorite at 8-1. And then I log into the Barstool Sports book and I'm like, Kenny Pickett's 7-1.
He hasn't even been named the starter yet.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So do the bookmakers know something I don't know out of Pittsburgh?
Why don't you ask Jerry? Jerry would know.
We should ask Jerry. That is a very good question. Maybe Jerry's got some good insight there.
Because if there's anybody in the Jersey Jerry Army that wants to pop in the chat, let us know what the inside scoop is with Mr. Kenny Pickett.
I'm just
great.
not
blue
I'm
collar
not
till I
sure.
die.
Like, to be offensive rookie of the year, you've got to play all the games. In my opinion, if you're gonna win it, he can't come in week 4 and throw a couple
What was that? What week was that?
I don't know. Let's just say I like your Chris Olave pick, Megan. I know you think it's kind of a homer pick, but I do agree with you because it correlates to everything that we spoke about with Jameis and the Saints. I know that you are not in the same Broncos boat that I'm in. Again,
Let's
yes,
ride.
I'm a Broncos fan. Full disclosure. But what are the Broncos needing? They need somebody to be able to run the ball because then that's going to open up the passing game for Megan's boy Russell Wilson. Jameson Williams.
I don't claim Russell anymore.
Oh, okay.
I don't claim him no more.
My bad. He switches teams and you no longer like him after you were, just all over his nuts.
I was all over his dick for a while. No, but now after that, let's ride. I can't stop thinking about Quiggs' video after Biden fell off of his bike, and it was like Biden, no body, Biden, let's ride, and I was fucking crying.
It was really funny.
I want to say I don't do politics at all. So that was just a funny old guy falling off the bike.
Funny is funny, and people need to have way more of a fucking sense of humor. I'm so sick of how people have a stick up their ass.
Speaking of sense of humor, I think we should talk about comeback player of the year because I feel like you got to have a sense of humor to even accept that award.
Right? Like, you got to know that you sucked really bad last season. And or unfortunately you got hurt.
Yeah, or you got hurt. But I mean, if you sucked the season before, that is literally the biggest backhanded compliment ever. And who am I going to take? Nobody other than the dance man himself, Mr. Juju Smith-Schuster. Plus 4,000 to be the comeback player of the year. Why? He is now part of the Chiefs. I think that Patrick Mahomes, if there's anyone that can make Juju relevant again, it's Patrick Mahomes. And I think what's going to happen is Juju is going to come. He's going to bring some swag. He's going to actually want to play this year, and he's going to leave the dancing to Jackson. So I like Juju to be the comeback player.
I wonder if they've hung out since he's been in
If they make a TikTok together, burn the Chiefs organization. I will take everything back. He should know better because that's like, I feel like that's like some like weird Illuminati devil shit or something like that. That organization will go down in flames if those two get together and collab. I feel like I'm on like macrodosing right now.
I'm just shocked to be big Jameis Winston at 4-1. Derrick Henry 3-1. Is probably what's actually going to happen. The bookmakers have that one priced really low. They're expecting a big, healthy season from him. I don't think it's going to be Christian McCaffrey because I don't think he's going to play 17 games. I would love for it to be Jameis at 4-1.
I'm hoping that Jameis. I want him to have confidence. So I feel like if he gets comeback player of the year, it might like fuck with his head a little bit or something. I don't know. I just want him. I don't
want anything that's going to fuck with his head. I don't think it's going to be Michael Thomas because
He hasn't caught a touchdown since COVID.
No, it's not even that. He's on the PUP list. Have we even heard if he's going to play week 1? It's kind of hard to be the comeback of the player of the year if you haven't even came back yet, which is why I like your Chris Olave pick. But that's a whole beside the point. Baker Mayfield at 12-1 is really interesting. Very,
for that
very
Baker cycle, though. He's going to be great, then he's going to kind of fall off, and then everyone's going to talk about, hey, he could be great. He's going to try to have that revenge game, then he's going to shit himself again. Then he'll have a good game. It's the Baker cycle. You've seen that meme, I'm sure.
Yes.
You don't want to take Baker.
We were just talking about Kenny Pickett and how I was so confused how he was the favorite there. Nobody's talking about Mitch Trubisky.
I looked at Mitch Trubisky, but look, I get that, he's shown some flashes of being serviceable, but I'm not in. I'm not in yet. Maybe he'll change my mind, but I'm not in yet on Mitch.
I get it. I'm not in on Mitch either, but I did think it was really interesting that he was at 25-1 because if you just blindly ask me, I'm walking down the street minding my own business, Mitch Trubisky comeback player of the year, I would have said like 50-1. Right. So I'm clearly missing something there, but I do think he will be the starter in Pittsburgh at least week 1. Khalil Mack 25-1. We just spoke about him as well.
I will say you've mentioned Tomlin does less with or more with less, so maybe that's cooked into the Mitch Trubisky line. So
yeah, JJ Watt, I can't even believe is on this list 40-1. He can't play an entire season either. Like I said, some of these are really just shots in the dark, Megan. And I feel like I already have way too many futures bets. So last thing I need is more season award winners. Unless you guys get some good inside information and know that person's going to stay healthy for the whole year, I'm going to go ahead and hard pass on this one.
All right, Kelly is hard passing. I have a feeling she might take a hard nap after this episode as well.
Right. Everybody's going to the pool. My phone is just over here vibrating incessantly this entire show.
I refuse to believe that because you keep your phone on silenced mode, which is I don't understand how people do that. It's insanity.
I have to leave it on silence because otherwise I guarantee. Let me look down. What do you want to set an over under? How many text messages? Here's our first bet of the day.
30.
Set the over under.
30.
I'll take the over. I've been off my phone for 48 minutes. I have 32 text messages. Yeah. Megan.
Good call.
That
was all right, well, that just shows how important you are. I have none.
I guarantee they're all from 2 chats.
Jack, can you text me real quick just so that I can have at least someone?
So she can feel really special.
All right,
Megan, I'm gonna try to stay alive. I have to host a golf tournament tomorrow, which is another double shift of drinking and then a meet and greet. And then on Sunday, I'm taking my ass to the spa. Okay.
Well, you enjoy that. I'm going to be up all night live tweeting Rough and Rowdy. All of my bets are in responsibly, so I'm about to go crack open a nooner, maybe a Pink Whitney. I don't know. The last time I did a Pink Whitney shooter, I was on an empty stomach and I was like immediately fucked up.
Okay, would you like to know the thing that Ariel and I figured out when we were at in New York? We were hosting an event. And it's not a competing seltzer company at all, so I'm not going to say that. But we figured out if you put a shot of Pink Whitney in a watermelon-flavored seltzer, it's fucking incredible. So go get yourself a watermelon high noon and put a shot of Pink Whitney in it and fucking thank me later.
Thank you, Jack. Jack just sent me a picture of his D. Just kidding. It's just
Excuse me?
It's just the letter D. Jack, I just got so mad. I'm just joking. All right, we're gonna be back Monday talking college football again. Go buy R&R. Watch it tonight. You have Alex $1 Million AB Bennett going up against Cupcake. I will say that she doesn't really look like a cupcake. Bitch looks stacked. So I am a little worried about my girl AB, but she's been out there training. I know that
she's been busting her ass.
That Oklahomian is about to come out. I will say though, if you lose, I'm going to use that GIF of whenever the Oklahoma Sooner fucking wagon fell over, and I'm just gonna put you on the front of it. That's hilarious. Thank you. I'll see you guys Monday.
That is a great gift.
Thank you.
Somebody who can't wait for Oklahoma and Texas to go to the SEC and finish 5th and 6th in their respective regions. That is absolutely and utterly hilarious. I am going to be cheering for Alex and Coach Doug's. Coach Doug's did text me a little tip. I asked him. I said, "So what do you really think is going to happen here?" And he said, if he can get out of the first round, he knows he can beat him cardio wise. I said,
That's
okay.
that
I said,
is
it's
some
inside information.
interesting information.
It is good inside information. So what I always do, I know it's weird, but I'm always seem to be out doing something during Rough and Rowdy. I'm not a big sit at home on your couch type person, but I always stream it on my phone. I remember last time I was at this place called the Gator Lounge, and I'm watching said fight of some guy that I'd like to remain nameless because he's a fucking douchebag.
You talking
Uh,
about Jeff Nadeau?
no, I'm not. But
Oh,
I'm watching the fight.
who are you talking
I think
about?
that's what I'm
Oh,
talking
I
about.
was like, Jesus Christ, do you hate everyone?
Yes, I hate everyone. You know this. But I'm watching it, and like people are walking by thinking I'm like watching the UFC, and I'm like obviously cheering for the other side, if you will.
And don't
So
forget, we got Shizat the Rizat tonight, man. We got to fucking line up, and I'm excited for it. I'm about to get out of here. This is my dismount. I'll see y'all Monday to talk some college football. I am so pumped. We'll see you Monday. Buy rnr.com. Jack, have a great time tonight. Tell your buddy happy birthday.